Well, folks, you know what it is. Wayward Souls at the Double Tap In. And the best part is episode 104, which means that's 365 days of this podcast. So cheers. Good to see you, buddy.
Cheers, brother. Congratulations.
Woo-hoo! You too.
And happy first birthday to the podcast.
Yeah.
Go O's.
Wow. That's
come a long way, brother.
Yeah. Like we talked, I think I mentioned it more in the beginning, the amount of work that goes into doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And hopefully what you guys see is a couple of guys, maybe, depending on what we have going on, a guest or guests that we get on the show, and you see a fun conversation, whatever we're talking about, and you guys get some laughs out of it, but or get some information about, hey, I'm going to try this for cooking something. I'm going to try this for whatever it was. But it's like to find time to record the shows,
yep.
Remembering to upload them, to schedule them, and then once they come out, like we like to try and share those on our social media, on the Facebook group. Now that that's up and running, like it can be a lot, especially like through the summer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And you're the one doing it. You're the one doing the pre-production, post-production, the scheduling, all that. And I really do appreciate that. And you do a hell of a job.
Yeah, thank you. And it's the hard part is to remember to, like, so when we finish this, it's going to be close to lunchtime. So the hard part is to finish what I was doing, go grocery shopping, eat lunch, and then come back and be like, oh shit, I still have to upload those shows. And then, all right, well, what's the date? So I've evolved a little bit. Like I start writing down the date, the show, the episode number. So we've come a long way.
Yes.
From the beginning of like, what the fuck did we even talk about? Which is still the case on the show.
Oh yeah.
But now I at least have a little bit of idea what we talked about in previous shows when I go to upload them. So
occasionally I go back and I'll look at the beginning episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see where we were, not that we're polished now, because I know that we're not.
Mm-mm.
But there was a big the quality of what we're doing here. I thought we were going to have another technical difficulty there for a second.
Right.
And we've had those and we've worked through them and, all of that. So it's definitely been a learning process, but we've gotten better at our delivery, our presentation, all that, which, that's just the evolution of what we're doing. And I like it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's still, like, I think it would be fun to have like an intro, some music, maybe something on the back end to take us out. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, it is what it is.
We're still evolving.
Yeah.
And I'm sure at some point that'll happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But wasn't in the first year, and that's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, so, like I said, I go back and I'll go through previous episodes and all that. Do you by chance have a favorite? I know that I have a favorite type, but do you have a favorite?
I would have to say as far as like a type, like I think I enjoyed the ones where we're talking about like a specific like type of meat. So like when we started, we were talking about chicken or beef or brisket or like a cut, one of those. I enjoyed that conversation because there's a lot, like in those, we really kind of covered a lot. And there was also a lot in there where it's like, oh, I can try that, or I can try this, all of that kind of stuff. So I enjoyed that. the airing of the grievances or the airing of the gratitudes, like those are fun to like get a little off your chest. And then, for the gratitudes, it's always fun to give some friends a shout out. And, no, I don't know if they ever listen to it. But those were fun. And then the couple times that we were able to get guests on, that was always fun. And you look at the people that we had, like we've had some, with the exception of He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Right.
Yeah.
But Sarah was good. So Sarah was the
great.
star of that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ones that stand out to me are ones where we've had guests.
Yeah.
With Tom, Todd, Josh, Dale, Noah, even Sarah. I shouldn't say Noah, I should say Sarah. She was the star. And
we had Jennifer on.
And we had Jennifer. And here we go again. That opened up a lot of questions. And with Jennifer had a lot of questions that she got about becoming an outdoor woman. And that is, that's one of our goals. We want to educate, inform, that sort of thing. And that worked out real well. And we're getting ready to go on a catfishing trip with becoming an outdoor woman. So that's good.
If anything, we made the process a little bit more competitive for Jennifer to get into the becoming an outdoor woman. If
well, it didn't work for catfishing because she got picked right away. Yep. So, and speaking of the possible new RecTech dealer, there he is right there.
Love it.
Yep.
So which reminds me, we were going to have there was two folks we were going to have on that we had to reschedule, and we never rescheduled. We have to get up with those guys. It was one of those things that like we talked about. We had it set. I think one of the kids was sick, had to push it, and then
wasn't it? It was like a snow day or some shit that rolled around, or it was something like that. That fucked everything up.
Yeah. So we fuck, I can't. What is it? What's their
Garrett? What's Chris? It is like Double D Meats.
Exactly.
I
feel a little nervous. I'm a little nervous trying to find it now.
Yeah. They're the ones that I enjoyed having the guests in. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
And having Jennifer talk about what she did, Dale talk about his business, Josh talk about his business, and then hunting. Tom, Todd, of course, they're both so well diversified in what they do and what we discussed.
Yeah. Tom between the beer and the fishing and getting into cooking, and then Todd. We've both known him for so long that like, how can you not enjoy a conversation with Todd Landman? Yes. I just went back and looked at these guys at Doubled Meat. They're doing some great shit. Not that we know, but yikes.
Yeah. And that's why I reached out to Garrett to grab those guys to get them on the show and to discuss what they're doing.
Yeah. So maybe after this we can get that text message group going again to make that happen. And since then we've added a couple more people that we need to get on the show, like Doug Andrews. I mean, at some point we'll probably get the whole family on, just as much as we talked about the Andrews. But Doug, there was just a whole list of people in my brain, and it went blank.
It happens.
So, as much as we've progressed with the show, it's still the same old bullshit.
Yep. Our ADHD kicks in, and York, Pennsylvania pops up every other episode where mail goes to die.
Trevor. Like, we talked about getting Trevor on the show, never did that.
Well, that's his fault. That's not our fault. I'm blaming Trevor for that.
that's fair to an extent, but we still like, if you get a little pushy with him, he'll do it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll tell Mama Hen and we'll let her deal with it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Going through our list. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what's the biggest thing you took away?
Stop. The biggest thing I took away was getting back to our beginning, to our roots. I said something to just do it is what I said. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what you smoke on. It doesn't matter how you do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
And I've taken my own advice because there are some things I was always a little, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Well, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be an educational process and you might end up with something and just do it.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. That's how you, and all that. The other thing I've taken away from this is, and I've said it in the previous episode, that I look forward to doing this because you have experiences, I have experiences, our guests have experiences, and I'm tired of the same old boring shit. It's not never boring, but I'm tired of the same old shit for dinner. This podcast has spurred more dinners for us over the course of the past year than any other resource, including Instagram Reels and Facebook and all that shit. And yeah.
I think the biggest,
I like it.
The biggest one as far as like a brine or whatever that sticks out the most for me is the peach tea pork chops from He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Yes.
Like, where did he come up with that from?
I'd say because we know he can't read, so he had to see a picture somewhere.
Right? Absolutely. So, so it's, and I tell you, the thing that has, I don't want to say I've taken away from it, but has been reinforced is the people that you share your dinner table with.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times have we talked about the holiday meals, the special meals, like the connections that you have with the meals that you had with people that aren't here anymore? Like, I've got a ribeye that I have to go to the grocery store to get the sesame ginger marinade because that's what Grandma used to make. And I've got one ribeye. If you listen to last show, I've got two ribeyes. Fucking Food Line. One ribeye in Boots, and the other ribeye is going to be like Grandpa used to make.
Yep. And
that's just that's just how it is. You also know that there's a rack of ribs and some chicken wings and all this kind of stuff. But the people that you share your table with, whether it's at work and that, like in the case where I am, you go for 24 hours, work at the firehouse, like that's family too. And it's the same as like your family. Like, you're going to have squabbles with people, you're going to have arguments with people, but at the end of the day, you're still going to sit down and share dinner with them. More than likely.
Yep.
Or it's people at home and it's your actual family, it's your blood family. And it's the memories that you make around your kitchen table are some of those most important memories that you're going to have. So that's what I really have enjoyed, and having those conversations with you about, going over to Mom's house. I think Jeremy just commented about your mom's corned beef.
Yep.
And it's all that. It's that whole thing. That's what I've really enjoyed.
There they go. Jobtown.
The brother's taking a run.
Yep, waiting for my CAD. There we go. It's just a fire alarm.
Dumb.
Same place they went earlier.
Dumb.
Yep. Oh well. That's life. It happens.
Yeah.
As long as the dogs don't howl a whole lot, we're fine.
We're good. I tell you, the other fun thing has been, and you mentioned it with Jennifer's episode, are the people who are reaching out. Hey, can you talk about this? Hey, can you talk about that? What do you think about this? Like, fuck, I don't know. I've never cooked that before. Let me ask Hickman. And then I ask you, like, fuck, I don't know. I've never cooked it before. You know?
And I've gotten, because of the podcast, I've gotten some stuff to try.
Yeah.
Jeremy dropped off some of the stuff that he had done. And so there's other bonuses there.
Yeah. And I would say that my problems with cooking rice has been well documented on the show. And you know, it's only taken not the full year, but after that show aired, there was a number of people that reached out and said, hey, try this, try that. And now my rice, we're in a good spot. So
I didn't mention in the previous episode where I baked the fish, what I had with it, and I had rice with it.
Show off.
Yeah. I cheated. I used boiling bag rice.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You can still fuck that up, you know?
Yep. I used the Better Than Bouillon vegetable base in the water and then boiled the rice in that.
Yep. And that's something going on there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
When Tom and I went fishing yesterday, we got talking about, I can't remember how it got brought up. I think he had talked about so on Thursdays at local branch, the bartender brings in like a main meal, and then everybody else, it's a big hey. Man,
just a win.
Oh, I was gonna say they make it they blow the fire whistle twice.
Just a win.
So if you guys don't remember, local branch Thursdays, the bartender brings in like a main meal, everybody else brings in sides, and they have a big potluck. Well, Tom did beef and broccoli one night, and then brought in rice, and that led us down the path of talking about using broths to cook different things. And I had told him, I said, I think the thing that did it for us was we were using broth to make couscous, which the kids love. So maybe I'll make that tonight. And then that just like opened the floodgates of everything else, that instead of using water, we're using either vegetable broth or chicken broth or whatever else as a substitute. Not that, I think as far as my sides go, that has probably been the biggest change throughout the course of the show, to all of that stuff. I still say, and I will stick with, the biggest thing that changed my cooking for the better was using a meat thermometer.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
And we've added, since in the past year, I've added 2 new Insta-reads or whatever. And the one that Inkbird
is spot on.
It is something.
Yeah.
For no more than it was compared to the Thermopens. Holy shit, man.
Yeah. I might. So right now that is in my travel bag of spices. But it might take the place of the other one that I use on the regular. The problem is that what are the chances that I travel and I'm going to need to low and slow something, you know?
Right.
Probably not great. So I could switch them around and just use that one. I might do that.
And, it won't take long. It'll pop up on sale again.
As I check Temu right now.
They were cheaper on Amazon the last time I looked.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they ran a special on them or some shit, and it popped up in my things you might need.
Like, fucking, it knows me.
Yep.
Oh, it's $1.32 cheaper than the last time I looked at it on here.
There you go.
16 days
there
ago.
You go.
It even tells me I bought it 3 times because I did.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Oh, in the knockoff Crocs that I got,
Yes.
they were $10. I'm sorry, 9.42 is what 9.45 is what I paid for them.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's our part of our evolution that we're tracking. We now shop on Temu.
Yep. And that's all because of the freaking podcast. I got
Yeah.
my order the other day. Everything came in. It was as expected, and I have no complaints.
What the heck? I'm still
Gotta
waiting for
love
something
that
to show up and be like, what the fuck is this?
Right?
But hasn't happened yet. So we're gonna stick with it for a little while at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It's I like the fact that, and it's coming around with the Facebook group where we are developing that community, and folks are chiming in, they're posting stuff. And, Jeremy's post the other day, I'm real thrilled that people are interacting with it now. And the more people that we get involved in that group, the more that they will hopefully interact and be good to go.
Absolutely. Here's a big change from the start of the show to now. How has your cooking arsenal changed?
Right. Yes. It is. It's grown.
Yeah.
I know yours has.
Mine has gone from just Soul 1 and the Camp Chef to now 4.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Camp Chef, and then we got the Blackstone, and then we got the Keg, and now the Pit Boss. Holy cow! I didn't even. Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
Just when I thought I was good. Yeah, we'll get one more.
I've added and subtracted.
Yeah. Yeah.
I added the Pit Boss and subtracted or added a Lang 48 and then added the Pit Boss and then subtracted my 2 trailer Langs, my 2 84Ds, sold those. And so, yeah, things have changed in a year.
Yeah. And we'll keep going. At the double tap, you've added Annie.
Added the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think even Jennifer's car.
Yep.
Was that in the last year? Yeah.
Yeah, we did that in July or August to go with Annie. So yes.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yep. It's an expensive year around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And people still lend us money. So hey, I'm okay with it.
Right? Keep paying it, they'll keep sending it.
Yep, exactly right.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So we're now and I purchased a tractor.
Oh, and the tractor, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was getting ready to do the lease bill is in the mail right now. I just got in my daily reminder, and I was going to do the lane prep this week, get the fertilizer down, let it sit for a week or so, and then go back and seed everything. Well, we had that freaking monsoon last week.
Yeah.
And my lease is underwater. And the trail camera pictures that we got from this morning, I still have standing water in my lanes. Let's see if we can get this to come up really nice. It looks like a lake.
Oh my, yeah.
So if things do not improve there, I am going to stock that pond with some brim and some trout and that, and I'm gonna have me a fishing hole.
Heck yeah! All right.
Yeah, man. Here we are. We're just by the time this airs, turkey season is going to be in full swing, and my turkeys are gone. They're like, fuck this. We're out of here. We're not ducks.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
The best laid plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'll swing around. I tell you, with the wind today, that'll help that water out.
Damn. Yeah, we were going to fish today, and yeah,
those plans have blown away.
Yes, they have literally blown away.
Yeah,
I talked to Rob Price this morning, and yeah, he said I think the river is going to be a little bit snotty today. I said, yeah, gusts of 38 coming from the south. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, it's going to be a little rough.
Fun. Yeah, that's no fun for anybody.
No.
So so here we are. Here we are, recording the milestone.
Man, to go from, hey, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. Can you help me get it set up? He said, well, I'm thinking about doing a podcast too. What do you think about talking about? Oh, well, we basically had the same idea. Why don't we jump on the bandwagon together and do this thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about that, go back and look at our trailer, and you'll get the idea.
I can't tell you the last time I watched the trailer or listened to it.
It hadn't been that long for me. Like I said, I really go back and I go back and look through, and I'll make a note. Well, just like the jerky episode that aired a few weeks ago, we never mentioned the grain and having to cut against the grain, not with the grain, to get a better bite. So I'm making notes like that. So when we do Jerky Reloaded, like we've done a couple Reloaded episodes, when we do Jerky Reloaded, we need to add that in, because that is a key factor in making jerky if you're cutting it off a roast. Now, if you're grinding it, it doesn't matter. But if you're doing it normal, that makes a big difference in the bite that you get.
Yeah.
And
wow,
completely went by the wayside. And I'm watching the episode the other day, and I went, shit, you never mentioned about grains. Cutting against the grain, not with the grain. Well, shit, damn it. That's a key component.
Yeah.
So there's been several things like that we've done that we catch it when it airs, and I got to make a note. It's okay, we need to correct this, or not correct it, but add to
just revise
what we talked about.
Yeah. So I just pulled up on our the website where we post everything. The most played episode. So the trailer has 62 plays. Episode 1, Pulling Your Pork, has 50. Episode 2, with the airing of the grievances, has 43. And then we have 3 at 37. One with Dale. I think that's Firehouse Cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then Todd Lampman, the goat, of course. And then Talking Chicken.
Yeah.
So those are quickly followed with crockpot meals and sauces. So that's what people are listening to. That's what people and what's interesting is they're kind of all over the place. After that, we get into episodes in the 70s, so it's kind of cool. Like, people are listening to everything over the course of it. So that's good. It's fun to see.
Sure. And again, we did this. I don't want to say we did it for us, but we did it for us.
Yeah.
And to provide information for folks and just have a good time, just shoot the shit, talk about things that we like. And hopefully if people have the same common interest. Now it's getting to be fishing season, so we're talking about more about fishing. More in hunting, we talk some hunting stuff. But it's nice that we're able to do this. If people want to pick up tidbits of information, they know where they can go and find an episode. Okay, they talk about brisket here. They talk about crockpot meals or this. I'm looking for ideas for something different. we can give it to them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we were shooting for.
Yeah, absolutely. And a place to, like, the part of the inspiration for me was listening to the Alpha Books podcast. And the two guys from Australia that, like, they just get on there and they are hysterical. And one of their things was a place for you to go and dump your mind.
Yeah.
Like, whatever shit you're carrying in your bucket, a place for you to dump some of that off, clear your head a little bit, have a laugh, or not. If you don't need a laugh, you want to learn about, or you want to hear about whatever it is. But that was part of it too. Is that, hey, it's not what you see on Facebook. Everything is not great. It's not what you see on the news, that everything is terrible. That there's a lot of gray and there's a lot of good stuff going on. So, everybody's
Except for
living
the
right
U.S.
in the
Postal
middle.
Service.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's hard to believe it's been a year. Holy cow.
Yeah, man. No, I remember sitting in the double tap outside studio, inside, whatever you want to call it, and shooting the trailer, and then the first couple episodes.
Yeah. I remember shooting the trailer, be like, nope, redo.
Yep.
Nope, redo. Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. We've come a long way, but there's still a long way to go.
Yes.
Like we talked about, some of our favorite episodes are with special guests. And in the case of He Who Shall Not Be Named, like, actually special. Other people are just important. But like, that's something that we need to work on to get those folks on the show.
Yeah, we alluded to the wind earlier, blowing a gale today. Guess who's smoking a full boat today on his 1,000-gallon trailer?
I give him credit, man. Like,
yeah,
fired that puppy here. You can't not show it,
There he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good for him. Good luck, buddy. Like, you got your hands full, double tap south in full effect. So.
Yeah, he's doing the stuff for the Pocomoke Cash Bash this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And he's got her loaded to the gills. He said he was talking to the people who run it, and they said, "Can we add anything else to it?" And he said, "Absolutely not. It was packed to the gills last time. I can't put another pork butt or another brisket on that smoker this year." They said, "Okay, we'll stick with what we had last year."
Good.
Yeah.
And is that for the fire department cash bash?
Yeah.
Good.
So it was the boat bash, but I think they've done away with the boat portion and just doing a straight cash bash.
Gotcha.
If I read the ticket correctly. It didn't mention the boat at all.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Don't care now. I got a boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't win it the past 5 years, so my chances were slim.
Yeah. Yeah. So, wow. Look at that. Even the 104th episode just flies right by.
Yeah, it does.
So
still does. Every episode. Because all of a sudden we're talking and we look at the time and go, oh shit.
Wait a second, we just got a notification. Notification from Pit Boss.
Uh-oh. What? Did they refund your money?
They're fucking. The fuck are they shipping?
Oh, your seasoning.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it says ready to ship, and it's another control board. Oh my gosh.
I'm so confused.
Oh my gosh. Oh, holy cow. More to come on that. We'll see what happens.
I was going to say, we have to let that shake out and see exactly what that is. Holy shit.
Gosh. Well, and that's how the show goes. So if you didn't know for the first 103 episodes. 104 is no different.
Nope.
And
welcome to the shit show, folks.
Off the rails, whether it's 3 minutes or 35 minutes, off the rails. So,
wow.
Hey, thank you for the last year. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We hope you guys are still watching and you're still enjoying it. Go check out the Facebook group, Wayward Souls at the Double Tap In podcast group on Facebook. Join that, share it. Feel free to share whatever you want on there. Again, the only rule is don't be a douche, don't be a dick, and it'll get public. Douche. Yeah, just don't. We're not going to deal with that. And if you have stuff that you want to see on the show, let us know through there. So thanks again for watching. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, brother. Here's to 208.
That's right. All right. You guys enjoy the show. Have a great day. We'll see you at 105.